A very warm welcome to Newsfeed on this 18th day of March 2022. My name is Dennis Otieno. I trust you're doing well. Welcome to the broadcast. Now, to start us off, the Kenya Kwanza Brigade, led by Deputy President William Ruto, has pitched tent in President Uhuru Kenyatta's bedrock of Gatanga, Kiambu County, to woo voters ahead of the August polls. Now, let's cross over to Gatanga and listen in.
Mimi nimekuja hapa kwenu na nimekuja nyumbani, ndugu watu wa Gatundu na watu wa Kiambu, niwaulize kwa unyenyekevu, safari hii tutembee pamoja, tuunde serikali ambayo itamaliza ile kazi Rais Uhuru Kenyatta atapakisha akienda kustaafu. Ni kweli? Lego kana tiguo. Naturai kudhania. Naturai kudhania. Umekubaliana? Ndio mimi nawauliza. Sisi tunasema hivi. Awamu yetu ya kwanza tulisema tutajenga reli, tumejenga. Tulisema tutajenga mabarabara, tukajenga. Tulisema tutaunganisha stima, tukafanya hivyo. Tulisema tutapanga mambo ya elimu ya watoto wetu, tumefanya hivyo. Awamu yetu ya pili ilikuwa ni kupanga ajira ya hawa vijana. Ilikuwa ni kupanga kilimo, kuhakikisha kwamba wakulima wanaweka pesa kwa mfuko. Ilikuwa ni kupanga mambo ya universal health coverage. Lakini siku ile mtu ya kitendawili aliingia kwa serikali yetu, alifuruga serikali yetu, akafuruga chama yetu, akafuruga mpango ya Big Four, akaturudisha kwa mambo ya rege. Sasa mimi nauliza nyinyi jameni, mnataka tupange mambo ya kwenda mbele ama mnataka huyu mtu wa kitendawili aturudishe nyuma kwa vita ya ukabila? Tunaenda mbele. Tunaenda mbele. Mimi nauliza nyinyi, tutashirikiana kwa chama ya UDA hapo kwa Kenya Kwanza? Hebu nione wale watu wanasema tutashirikiana pamoja. Mimi nawashukuru sana. Na nataka mjue, mimi hii safari tulifunga na nyinyi, tutamaliza pamoja na nyinyi, kwa sababu ahadi tuliweka, tutawashughulikia na tutahakikisha kwamba mambo ya maendeleo inasonga mbele hata hapa nyumbani Gatundu na watu wa hapa Kiambu. Basi mimi niko na viongozi wengi. Sawa sawa. Mimi niko na viongozi wengi hapa. Kwanza wacha nimuulize. So mnajua Musalia Mudavadi? Mnajua Musalia Mudavadi? Mimi nauliza nyinyi, si mwaka wa 2002 si huyu Musalia Mudavadi alisimama na Uhuru Kenyatta? Si ndiye alikuwa running mate wake 2002? Mnataka kusikia sauti yake? Wapi nduru ya Musalia Mudavadi jameni? Haya, Gatundu hoye. Murega. Oro wanyu. Nitokire kusharia. Nimuraigwa. Asante sana. Sisi tumekuja kwa njia ya Kenya Kwanza. Kenya Kwanza ni barabara ya amani. Na tumekuja hapa tukisema tunataka kura ambayo itapigwa tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8, iwe kura ya amani, iwe kura ya haki, iwe kura ya ukweli, ili Kenya tutembee pamoja baada ya muhula wa Uhuru Kenyatta kwa njia safi. Si namna hiyo? Tunakubaliana? Mimi pia nasema kwamba Uhuru ni rafiki yetu. Kile tu tunashangaa ni hii mambo ya kitandawili. Hiyo tu. Hakuna mambo mengine. Ni hiyo tu. Kwa sababu sisi tunataka watu ambao wataweka Wakenya pamoja. Si namna hiyo? Tunataka wale watashika steering vizuri. Si namna hiyo?
lakini sisi tumebeba kitandawili kwa muda mrefu. Mimi nataka niwaambie hiyo mzigo ni mzito, ni mzito. Hata sijui kwa nini ndugu yetu amebeba hiyo mzigo, lakini yeye mwenyewe atajisikilia kwa mwili, alafu sisi tutasema hiyo ilikuwa wakati huo, lakini sisi tunataka Kenya iwe moja. Hebu nione wale wako kwa Kenya kwanza. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
And that is the Kenya Kwanza movement that is currently in Gatundu, as opposed to how I'd earlier put it that they were in Gatanga. Point of correction is that they're in Gatundu, and the person who's speaking was Musalia Mudavadi. And earlier we'd had the Deputy President William Ruto addressing members of the public and completely writing off the ODM leader Raila Odinga, and also promising of good governance once he is elected in office. But moving on, chairperson of the Raila Odinga campaign board, Governor Nderitu Mureithi, has warned senior government officials against interfering with the affairs of political parties under the coalition at the grassroots. Mureithi argued that some principal secretaries and cabinet secretaries have been traversing various parts of the country and interfering with political alignments during the electioneering period. He appealed to the government officials to adhere and respect the deliberations made by the local party leaders. Now, the governor's sentiments comes days after Principal Secretary for Trade and Enterprise Development, Ambassador Johnson Weru, held a consultative meeting with all the Jubilee aspirants in the county at an Nanyuki Hotel last week. The evening meeting was aimed at sensitizing the aspirants and party grassroots officials to popularize the party and woo more members.
As you approach the other seats, to be fair to all the political parties, giving them priority, as you will find in the field, in terms of the aspirants who have a great deal of popularity. And I want to say more broadly to the Azimio family across the country that in all counties we encourage all political parties in wherever they are active to seek consensus as one way of arriving at candidates, but also, of course, where
Chief Administrative Secretary in the Ministry of ICT, Maureen Mbaka, and the government spokesperson, Colonel Retired Cyrus Oguna, have encouraged young people to take up leadership positions that will ensure they are included in decision-making processes. Now, speaking during a youth governance and leadership forum held by the National Youth Council in Kisii Town, Kisii County, and Mbaka said that it was important for youth to participate in political discourse, which will enable them to make informed choices. Mbaka noted that the youth make 75% of the Kenyan populace, hence it was imperative that they are represented in various governance forums.
Use this opportunity. Na kama serikali tunajua uwezo wa vijana. Kwa hivyo tumezindua miradi mingi sana za kuweza kusaidia vijana. Tomorrow, maybe next election, we want to see several cars coming from here.
It was just a conversation to trigger some thoughts in the youth. Just sensitizing them, reminding them that we are the majority in this country, and therefore any leadership that is elected, that is appointed, is making decisions for the majority who are the youth in this country. So it was a sensitization dialogue to have the youth be aware of the leaders who have them and their issues at heart, to be the persons at the helm and to be the persons that lead the youth agenda.
I was glad to be here today to attend the Youth Governance and Leadership Forum together with the National Youth Council, who implemented this program. Today we were really here to encourage the young people to participate in the leadership, in the political discourse, to be aware of what is going on around them, to make decisions correctly, to make decisions peacefully, and also for those who would like to aspire for these positions to do so as well. We encourage more youth to take up this space because, as I stated, youth are more than 75% of the population in Kenya. So it's imperative that there's representation in various.
From matters governance to the education sector, where Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha insists the integrity of the ongoing KCSE exam is intact amid claims of cheating. According to Magoha, the ministry is warning students and teachers planning to engage in any examination malpractice of dire consequences. 800,031 and 15 Form 4 students are sitting for the 2021 Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education examinations in 10,413 centers spread across the country. Magoha spoke when he toured Kiambu County.
Money that they have fleeced from the stupid stakeholders. Let me call them stupid because why do you want to pay for an exam which you know the government has spent so much money to guard, and it is public and it is open? Do you get the point? And if it was to succeed, it would mean then that the teachers allow cell phones to go into the classroom, and when they have those cell phones in the classroom, then you allow messages to be brought to the classroom, and then the students will have to compromise the invigilator so that they can read for them or print for them, or they write on the table, and then we shall catch them because they will all write the same thing. So if you find that eventually we have caught one or two schools where results are not coming out, there is no way two people can write the same answer using the same words. If you have 100 people using the same words, then those are people who don't want to do an exam. They want to repeat again. So it has absolutely no effect. Absolutely. And you can go to the bank with that one. I think these people are continuing to do this because they want to justify the money that they have fleeced from people.
Now, a pregnant woman and her 2 children who were brutally murdered in Juja, Kiambu County last week have been laid to rest. The 3 were laid to rest at Mitahato area, Githunguri, Kiambu County, with mourners calling for justice. Kiambu woman representative Gathoni Wamushomba said Parliament needs to formulate laws that will guard women against gender-based violence. On his part, lawyer Mburu Machuha promised to take up the matter and see to it that justice prevails. The post-mortem results revealed that the deceased injured before their bodies were burnt down. Catherine Wamaitha, aged 32, alongside her 2 children, Alvin Kio, who is aged 9, and Jacinta Wamboy, of 7 years old, died after their house allegedly was set ablaze by her spouse after differences emerged.
Mwakani wa 2022. She did not deserve to die.
Niagerire shukuru-ini wa Mitahato Primary School mwakaini wa 1995 na agi mwana wa mbere mutigaire Alvin Kio na bwadwanire mweri wa 3 2022 mwaka uyo karo itu. Amen.
Mwaka rugo
mwakaini wa 2022. She did not deserve to die. Watu ambao wako vulnerable. I proposed that law in 2018. Nikaangalia hiyo law tena 2019 na nikapeleka proposal yangu kule bunge. Hata wa leo hiyo sheria yangu haijakubalika.
So as a family, the postmortem has been done, and we are following up closely with the DCIO Juja. And of course, if as a family, if we do not get justice, we are going to see the DCIO or rather DCI to ensure that justice is gotten for this family. Again, we have said times without number, if people have family issues, let them resolve without ending maybe a member of the family's life. Life is very precious, it's God given.
Walikuwa ni supporter wangu katika yale maeneo ya St. Paul, na kwangu ningeomba ya kwamba hiyo pelelezi uharakishwe na askari, na la kwanza niseme ya kwamba kwangu kama binafsi ningesema yule mtu wa kwanza adayafaa kuchunguzwa na kuangaliwa ni mume. Najua ya kwamba na nafikiria kwa mafikira yangu ni kwamba anayo majibu ya kujibu, kwa sababu nimesikiliza wakili wa familia na najua ya kwamba akonayo majibu ya kujibu.
On this issue is that the DCI and the investigative agencies conduct a public inquest in this matter. We know there are investigations that are ongoing. We also know that there are also issues surrounding the postmortem. And to clear the doubts about the death or whatever happened, the logical and best thing to do would be to open a public inquest. That would give an opportunity for any person who would have any information relating to the incident.
Such a sad story right there. May the souls of the bereaved rest in eternal peace. But moving on, the Kenya Union of Community Health Workers in Nairobi County has asked the Nairobi County government to intervene and improve their working environment. Speaking when they met Nairobi gubernatorial aspirant Agnes Kagure, the workers said they will only support a leader who will address matters affecting them and who has their interests at heart.
Fanya jukumu letu. Tumehakikisha kuna act na hiyo act iko pale. Kwa hivyo chenye tunaomba kwa sasa, hiyo act ikuwe improved and implemented. Watu wetu waweze kupata pesa, waweze kupata safety kits, waweze kupata zile information zinatakikana ili sisi wote tuweze kuhakikisha kwamba tuko na nguvu.
Na we were promised tutapewa pesa. But unfortunately up to date hatujapewa na hatujakufa moyo. So kila tunauliza, it's a political goodwill. Because kama kungekuwa na political goodwill, watu wetu wangekuwa napata stipend. Na by the way, it is only 3,500. Surely Kenya hii.
We work free of charge without any pay, and we have been fighting for this stipend for a long time, and we are still hoping that the government is going to consider us and give us at least a small stipend.
Sole calling for Nairobians is that I want to deliver you from the city of lamentation to the city of jubilation. To the city of jubilation. So basically I'm here to listen to the grievances and to offer solutions. First, I want to really appreciate the kind of work that you have done. You have volunteered. You are leaders without titles. You are leaders without titles.
A non-governmental organization based in Garissa has been urged to work in partnership with government agencies in the county for effective planning and development. Speaking during the celebrations to mark the NGO week, Garissa County Commissioner Boaz Cherutich said that there is need for NGOs to work together with other stakeholders in a structured way to ensure better development. According to the county commissioner, some areas of collaboration include cash transfer and relief food distribution programs, peace and security programs, human capital knowledge management, and drought risk management.
CSO presence, as well as state and non-state actors here with us.
Really want to encourage all the NGOs operating in this county to come forward and share with us. You know, we are not there to police whatever you are doing here, but we'll really appreciate if you can declare your financial status. Because we are told that NGOs in the country, entire country, for the last 1 year, the NGOs spent 154 billion Kenya shillings in Kenya. We
look forward to having more engagements, partnerships, and forums for NGOs during this year.
Religious leaders from Kirinyaga County have asked President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto to refrain from public war of words and the unity of the country as we head towards the general elections. Now, the leaders have also asked IEBC to ensure free and fair elections, healthy competitions among the politicians in the next general election.
We continue to be so worried by the name-calling and hand expression between different politicians and especially the president and his deputy. This is not good for national unity. We call on them to restrain themselves and focus on the agenda they are selling to the people, against which the electorate can consider in electing their next leaders. The careless strokes by politicians